Is this thing on? Hello, hello? Uh-oh. Another yapper with a mic. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Napkin in Between podcast. I am your host, Dejanay Jones, and I am joined today by my lovely friend, Sam Champagne.
Hey, y'all.
Thanks for coming. I'm so excited.
Of course, me too.
Okay, quick question that I have before we get into it. Sam Champagne. Is that your real name or is that your stage name?
That's my real name.
I love that.
Thank you to my dad.
Right, like, I love when people's names are just like, you can just tell, like, oh, they're supposed to be on the stage somewhere. You know what I mean?
Gosh.
And you have one of those names that it's like, yeah. It's like, it just sounds like an artist. You know what I mean?
I thank God that I didn't have to think about that when I was just born with it.
Right.
Just born with it. I guess it was destined to be, so we'll see. Yeah.
Okay, well, great. Well, again, I want to say thank you for coming. I'm so excited to talk to you today. Something that I always do at the beginning of every one of my episodes, I talk about the peak of my week. Mm-hmm. So it's just something that happened during the week that made me smile, that kept me grounded. Because the way the world is right now, girl, we need that. We need that.
For sure.
So I wanted to ask you, what has been the peak of your week?
The peak of my week. I have gotten into this new career, part of my career. It's a little bit different than music, but I've gotten into it and I'm enjoying it so far. So that's been the peak of my week. I've been meeting a lot of new people.
Nice.
And I'm really enjoying myself.
Okay.
And it's happening throughout the week. So
nice.
And I got paid, of course. So
always
that was always
a nice little perk.
So there you go.
Okay.
What
nice.
about yours?
So the peak of my week, I found $20 laying outside on the floor the other day. And
Hallelujah.
I said,
money.
You know what? And the thing is, when I first seen it, I was like, this is a prank. Like, I've seen people, like, literally shit in money and leave it somewhere so that someone will pick it up. Oh. And I said, y'all not about to get me. So I walked past it initially. And I was on my way to, like, do laundry. So I was like, if it's still there when I get back from my laundry, like, maybe I'll check it out, see what's going on with it. And when I came back, it was still there. So I looked at it, and it looked clean. Mm-hmm. So I was like, and I picked it up, and it was just a nice little $20 bill sitting there. And I said, you know what? Blessings.
Yes.
Blessings.
Beautiful. Oh, my God.
Yes.
I have not, to be honest, that is kind of impressive because I have not seen quarters lately. I have not seen dollars lately.
In this economy, no one's trying to lose money. So I was like, sorry to whoever lost this, but girl, finders keepers.
There you go.
So yeah, that was definitely the peak of my week.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so I've written down a few questions that I want to ask you.
Beautiful.
Okay, so number one, let's just tell us about you, like whatever that means for you.
Wow.
I don't want to lead too much. So yeah, these questions are all kind of broad. I just want whatever that means to you, just tell us about you.
Yeah, so my name is Sam Champagne, as you guys have heard already. Beautiful name, blessed by my family. I am a multitude of things. I really love engineering. I love singing, songwriting. I'm into music, and I also like run around the city, New York City based, and I've released a couple songs, and there's so much I want to talk about, honestly, and I'm excited to share with all you guys. It's just like, where do I begin?
Right. That's
and also it's just I just want to say it's like incredible seeing how far this podcast is coming, because I remember like from day one you're like, oh my God, what do I get? I'm just like, here you go, and then like you just took that and you ran with it, and it's like really cool to see.
Thank
honestly
you. Wait, because I'm
speaking.
finna cry. Thank you so much. No, I wanted to get into that because when I was finally like, okay, I'm going to start my podcast, I was obviously looking at stuff, and I had no idea what the hell I was doing. So whenever I don't know something, I go to Sam, because she's a genius. So I was like, let me contact Sam and like get some of your recommendations, and literally everything that you sent me, it was like, that's what I got for the podcast. So just wanted to say, like, I would not be here with all of this equipment and this podcast if it wasn't for your guidance. So thank you so much for that.
Of course. And of course I'm around anytime, like literally even viewers watching or listening in, like if you all need an engineer person, hit me up. Yes. Honestly speaking
of, segues perfectly into my next question. So for those of you who don't know, I have a diss track out there in the world for streaming.
You should stream it, yes.
Because of Sam. A little bit of the backstory. When was it? Like, I think it was like April of last year. I had posted a video on TikTok and I was talking about the gay son thought daughter debate. And this woman commented on my video. Oh, she didn't even comment. She stitched my video. And she was like, oh, I can't understand what you're saying because of your hair. Mm-hmm. Mind you, I was wearing my 4C afro, my natural hair. So if any of y'all have seen my videos, which you have, you know I am known for clapping back. So I was like, okay, I'm definitely clapping back at this texturous, crazy ass bitch. So I went to her page and gathered some intel. I saw that she was a rapper. And I also saw that her kids got taken away by CPS. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we're definitely using that. So I wrote a little, instead of like my normal clapbacks of just like talking at the camera, I was like, she's a rapper, so like I'm going to write a diss track. So I wrote a little diss track and put it online. She kept getting it taken down, long story short. And so I was like, I want to put this on streaming platforms and so that, you know, she can't mess with it anymore. And so I went online and I typed in New York City producers and Sam popped up. And so I DM'd her and I was like, hey, like I told her the whole story and everything. And so the reason I have my diss track is all because of Sam. Because she made the beat, she's the sound engineer, the producer, like everything was from Sam. So I just wanted to ask you, like, if you remember, because it's been a little bit of time now, when you saw my DM, like what was like your thoughts behind it? What went through your mind?
I remember that time perfectly well because like it was just so at the time I wasn't getting a lot of DMs. So when the DMs started to come, I was kind of consistently posting at that time, like me just like making beats on TikTok or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I saw your DM and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then you started to tell me more of the story and I was like, yeah, I'll put my dog in this race.
Yes,
I like
this.
I love it. I was like, I'm here for this. Okay. So then you sent me over the track and I heard it and I was like, yeah, I could. It was light work.
Right.
I could do something for you.
Easy.
So
no sweat off, sis.
So we started collaborating and it's just been fun.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. It's been great for me too because going into it, I did not know like anything about music other than listening to other people's music. And so when it came to like the beat and the engineering and all of that, I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And you were just great with that, like explaining everything to me and helping me along the way. And the thing that I liked about you so much is that you explained it to me, but you didn't mansplain it to me. I hate for someone to mansplain something to me, and you just like, you were great at explaining it. So
if there's one thing I know about being in the audio engineering industry is mansplaining.
Yeah, girl, oh,
lots of mansplaining.
You know what? I know that. So, oh my God, you're just like leading, like, mind you, we haven't gone over any of these questions. She just keeps segueing into my next question. So my next question, what got you into sound engineering and producing and different things like that?
Let me see. When it came to engineering and production, mm-hmm. I would say my older brothers, they kind of like had a program on the family computer when I was like 8 mm-hmm. or 7. And it's called FL Studio. Still out to this day. A lot of producers use it. A lot of producers make big hits on it.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was called like Fruity Loops. And I would just go on there and I would just mess around. Did not know what I was doing.
Yeah.
But I honestly always loved music. Mm-hmm. And I guess I always loved music production because I got to make stuff and build stuff.
Yeah.
Because, you know, as a kid, you like to mess around and build things.
Right.
It just so happened that I had the grace to have a program like that on my computer that young. And I started messing around with it, and I just started producing some stuff and making stuff. And it just it was something that I did when I got home after school. Okay. Just to decompress.
Nice.
And it wasn't like I was intending to become something with it, but it was just something fun for me to do. Like, oh, I could like replicate this beat. I could do that. I could make my own piano songs.
Yeah.
So I kind of did that.
And that, I feel like that shows so much in your music because Sam also has music, which you all should be listening to. But you can just tell that you're passionate about it. And, like, your music is very, like, it doesn't feel, like, forced. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I feel like with some creatives and artists, they want it, but they don't want it for necessarily all the right reasons. And mm-hmm. you're just very passionate about it, and it's something that you genuinely want to be doing. Yeah. And I feel like that shows in your music.
Most definitely. I honestly say, like, even if I'm taking a break from music, it's always something that I could use to decompress and just release, like, creativity.
Right.
Always. Like, the skills haven't left me. They won't leave me. And it's just something that I can use to, like, oh, I'm bored. Let me just put something together.
Yeah.
Or, like, I'm a little bit upset. Let me just write a little little
song. Yeah.
And it's just, it's beautiful in that way. And I think, especially when I don't try and make a career out of it, when I don't try and force myself to become something out of it,
right,
that's when it becomes, like, easier and, like, way more
Absolutely.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and again, that definitely reflects in your music, for
you.
Sure. So, growing up, were your brothers into, like, music too? Like, was it a family affair, or, like, why did they have the program? Was it also music, or was it, like, music for you and something different for them?
I don't remember the exact story, but I think it was my eldest brother and his best friend at the time, and they were looking into production. Mm-hmm. So they downloaded Fruity Loops on the computer, and it just kind of stuck with him and my eldest brother. And my younger, who's still my older brother, my second brother, he got into it. Okay. And then, like, he kind of ran with it pretty far.
Nice.
And then I was just, like, peeking over their shoulder for both of them. And I was just like, oh, what is that? So then it kind of, like, trickled down to me and kind of stuck with me. But music always, like, kind of was in the family as well. So my dad plays bass.
Oh, okay.
And, like, he's always playing to, like, reggae music nightly. Nice. He's so good with that. He was a session bassist in Jamaica. He would play shows in Jamaica. And it was just something that we carried from us in our heritage.
Nice.
And, like, even, like, extended family are really into music.
Right.
So it's just, if not production, it would have been something music related.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, so that's how that kind of came to be, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. And do you guys have any songs together? Like, you and your dad, you and your brothers, anything like that?
We make our stuff together. Nice. I can't say that we have anything out together, but we do make our stuff together.
That's fun. Sure. Yeah. I love that. I love, like, when there's, like, a family thing that just kind of, like, connects you. Yeah. That's so cool. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so being as though, you know, you're in the music industry, dark-skinned woman, and also you're genre fluid. I almost said gender.
No, so what's funny is that you saw that description in my Spotify.
Yes.
And you were like, oh, wait, oh, no, I gotta make sure with her.
I was panicking. So Sam and I had been friends for a while, and I was listening to her music on Spotify, and I saw, like, her music description, and I thought it said gender fluid. And I was like, I have been misgendering Sam since I've known her. So I felt terrible. So I texted Sam and I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, what are your preferred pronouns? And she was like, girl, it says genre fluid.
Honestly speaking, that just shows how considerate of a person you are. Because, like,
I was like, oh my God. And she was like, girl,
I was like,
you made that
sweet.
up.
She's so sweet. I appreciate that you asked. But yeah, genre fluid.
Genre fluid. So being as though you're genre fluid and you're a woman and you're a dark-skinned woman, what's your experience been like in the music industry with all of that? Because your music doesn't fit into the stereotypical box that I feel like is set up for Black women in the industry. Mm-hmm. So what's your experience been like?
So, okay, I would say that I'm really blessed to be born in this era for this specific reason that we have the technology. Because we've talked about this before, but I can kind of circumvent it a little bit. Yeah. Because the internet is like, you don't see anyone's face. And so for a while, whenever I would get DMs for collabs, like, they would all assume that I'm a man. Right. And I'm like, Sam. All right. Yeah. Sam. It's like, all right, sure. But, like, they would be like, oh, yeah, collab, bro. Like, all right.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. But, like, that's kind of, like, how I was able to, like, circumvent that as a, like, producer. Because I did notice, like, after a while, especially during the pandemic, I did notice there was a difference in the way people would treat me in person versus online. Yeah. And actually, I was able to find my community, like, production community, because of online. Yeah. And that kind of, like, it made me more happy than it did, like, upset me. Yes, I'm aware of my circumstance, but at the same time, I'm aware of, like, the tools I have in front of me. Absolutely. And I love using those to my advantage, because, like, everyone uses them.
As you should, yeah.
So I might as well use mine to my advantage.
As you should.
And I became a part of this community. I got into contact with, like, amazing people in the industry, like, people I didn't even think that I, like, would, like, be friends with.
Right, yeah.
shout out Ken Lewis. So little thing about him, he has like 100 gold records, platinum records.
Okay.
Works with like Taylor Swift,
doing
BTS.
His big one. Yeah.
He just got a Grammy, and I think he has like 2 Grammys now, or 1 Grammy. But yeah, it was through online that I was able to foster that relationship. And like, he was able to see me for my skill,
right,
rather than like me or him being really cognizant of what I look like.
What you look like, yeah.
And that was a huge blessing. Like, I know with COVID, a lot of things like hit the fan.
Right, yeah.
But there are some like bright sides. Of
course.
So
of course.
I really liked that.
Okay.
But yeah, building my community. But even in person, I found acceptance through like people who were like me, and like in communities of diversity, that kind of made it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
My biggest and my like closest community to my heart that I still go to is my vocal class, I would say.
Okay.
Also shout out Craig Derry. He's like family to me at this point.
Amazing.
He just kind of would like take us all under his wing and like really care about us and like show us performance and how to sing. So apart from production and engineering, like he would help with performing and like help me become like the singer performer I wanted to be.
Okay.
And definitely very interesting, but overall just so supportive and just so loving. So thank God it could have been worse.
Right.
It like things always could be worse, but they weren't. And I'm glad I was born at this time.
Yeah.
Glad I was able to experience these things.
Yeah, of course. So when you were like presenting yourself, like your online self, did you do that intentionally, or did you just kind of see like when you were online versus when you were in person, you were received different, and so then you kind of leaned more into that? Like, which came first?
I would say like I kind of perceived it. That I was being perceived differently online, and it wasn't like I was trying to like hide. Right. I feel like it just doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like,
no, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. Like it should just be your skill set.
Yeah, if you have the skill, it don't matter. Like, just bring good music.
For sure.
So I wasn't really trying to like circumvent it. It just so happened to be that way.
Yeah.
But when I did realize it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna use it to
as you should. Absolutely. Yeah.
And yeah, I just
you did what you had to do.
Did what I did what anybody else would do as a producer. Like they just produce music.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I was just curious. Not like like I said, I feel like, you know, use any advantage that you can, but I was just curious which one came first.
I will say though, like I do realize that as a Black woman, and me being aware that I am a Black woman, there's also a part of it where I'm also coloring my own experience by that. Yeah. So it's like, and I'm taking ownership for that now, because the beautiful thing about being online is that that's completely removed, and I could be whoever I want to be. Yeah. But when I go into a room, I'm now realizing how much of it is how much they perceive me as a Black woman, and how much I perceive myself through that lens as well. Yeah. If that makes any sense. Yeah. So not to say that it could not be equal parts. Maybe it's equal parts. But at the same time, now I'm like realizing I can carry myself even more confidently. Yeah. And regardless of how they perceive me. Right. I know I got the skill.
You know who you are.
I know who I am.
And that's all that matters, for sure.
And that's like one of the biggest gifts that the pandemic has given me, is like just go into a room knowing that you have the skill, that God gave you the skill to be able to put out good music. Yeah. And if they don't receive it, dust off your shoes and walk to the next room.
Right. They're not the people that you should be around anyway.
Exactly. So yeah.
Okay. I love that. Okay. My next question is, what's been your most fulfilling experience so far in the music industry, and what are some things that you would like to achieve?
Wow. Okay. Most fulfilling experience.
And that can be like personal fulfillment, professional fulfillment, like any sort of fulfillment for you.
Yeah, it's an ongoing process of growth. Yeah. For sure. I will say the thing that has really fulfilled me was being a part of the vocal class and being under Craig Derry and his tutelage, because he taught not only just like the ins and outs of like vocal performance, but just like spiritually, he really helped and just like maintained us in like faith, and that really helps a lot, because the industry not only is changing a lot, so you're don't have time to rest, and you always have to like, oh my God, what I gotta do now, what I gotta do this. Yeah, we all know how infamous the industry is, and how the terrible stuff that goes behind closed doors that's now coming to light in recent years.
Yeah.
But it's that part of like spiritual fulfillment and faith is really needed, especially in an industry that could really like disrupt your psyche.
Yeah.
A lot. And through that, I kind of like had a lot of fulfillment personally because it's really led me to reconnect with my faith.
Okay.
And just really have God in my life as like a stronghold, so that no matter what room I walk in, no matter what deal's in front of me, if it's not for me, I have the discernment to be like, no,
this isn't for me.
Yeah, I don't want, like, it doesn't matter how much money you're giving me.
Your morals are more important.
It doesn't matter who's at the party, who's at the studio.
Yeah.
I'm not going.
Right.
It's not a good place to be.
Yeah.
So that has been the most fulfilling part of it all, just gaining the faith to carry myself through that. And honestly speaking, right now I'm in like a season of learning peace.
Yeah.
Because like, I'm not sure if you noticed it, but like in TikTok, like every other person's trying to make their song go viral.
Yeah.
Every other person's trying to, and it's a lot. It's ever changing, and it's easy to find ways of excitement.
Yeah.
But to find, like, you can look at a lot of artists' interviews, like even big artists, like all the way at the top from The Weeknd and I don't know, like whoever you could think of.
Right.
You can look at their interviews. They can manufacture excitement. They are excited. Things are always happening. Big things are always happening. But one thing I don't see a lot of the times these days is peace. Like, no one talks about peace. Like,
just being at peace.
Just being at peace. Like, when the curtain is down, when the stage light is off, when you're by yourself, do you have the peace for your mind to not go a million miles a minute all the time? Yeah. A lot of them don't. I didn't have it for a while. Yeah. That was like a new revelation to me, like recently. And so like, back to the earlier question of like, oh, my music comes out really organic. That's one thing I've really been taking into account. Not producing to try and like manufacture excitement or like like try and quell my anxieties, like, oh my gosh, what if I don't become like famous or pop or anything? Yeah, we know, like, especially that Doechii song going around. I love Doechii. I don't know about singing about anxiety, I'm sorry. I love her, but like after a certain while it becomes like a mantra in your life to be singing that, and I'm like, I like the song, I can't be listening to it like that.
I see, and I feel like that's such the interesting thing about music is like everyone has their own interpretation of it. Yeah. And I feel like it's kind of, I love the song because I struggle a lot with anxiety. Yeah. And the song to me, like with all like the overlapping voices and stuff, it's like a musical representation of what my anxiety feels like. And so when I listen to it, I focus on one voice at a time, and like when I am going through anxiety, that's what I have to do. Yes. And so it helps me like remember to do that in real life situations. Does that make sense? So, but I can also understand the other interpretation is like you're kind of speaking things into existence as well. Yeah.
You're kind of like focusing on it. And honestly speaking, that perspective, the reason why I think it's so popular, that song, is because it's showing the state of the world right now. Yeah. And like everyone's feeling it. Yeah. So when the song blew up, it blew up at the time it did because everyone's feeling anxiety right now. Everyone's feeling it right now. Yeah. And I don't blame them. I really don't. And it's just, I know that I also like had struggled with it for some time. So like it's a relatable song, but because it's relatable, everyone has different reactions to it. Like, you love it because it's like relatable. I'm like, it's too close to home.
I understand. No, and that's totally okay. Yeah. So that makes absolute sense to me too. Second part of the question: what's something like you hope to achieve?
Something I hope to achieve. Another body of work would be nice. I'm currently working on another. Well, I'm always like writing stuff, creating stuff. I always enjoy it. Yeah. I would like to do another body of work and
like an album.
Yeah, like an album. Okay. I'm working with a lot more natural sounding instruments. So instead of like 808s and like processed kicks, I'm trying to like use more like sampled drum, like live acoustic drums and stuff. I like to change my sound a little bit. I'm liking a lot of rock stuff right now, but we're gonna see how
that pans out.
How that pans out. Yeah. How it naturally comes about. I'm not too troubled if I don't get that exact achievement.
Yeah.
But it's like something that I like to do, to accomplish,
And I think that again speaks to the organicness of your music. Is like you don't force yourself. You're doing it because you like to do it, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We try something else, and if it does, like, that's cool too. So I think that helps your music just sound very organic, and again speaks to the passion that's in your music.
Oh, thank you. I agree.
Yeah, of course. Speaking of your music,
of course.
What has been your favorite song that you've created, and also your least favorite if you have?
Okay. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Let me see. My favorite song that I've created, like fully created, like my song, or can it be like something I contributed to?
Also something you contributed to also.
So I will talk about this story till the cows come home. I love the song. It's called Crazy. And right now it's out under my friend whose name is Amber Lee. She's a phenomenal singer.
Okay.
Oh my God, I love her. The song is called Crazy by Amber Lee, and I actually wrote that song.
Oh.
And I think it was like a little bit into the pandemic. Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park, the amazing rock group that we all come to know and love.
Yes.
I guess he was just like, he's a insanely creative guy. First of all, like, this guy just does not stop creating. And I think that's one of the ways that he like coped with the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like, he just kept drawing and writing and producing. Like, this guy's creative out the wazoo. So you could see why Linkin Park is as prolific as they are.
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, I'm just gonna produce fan written songs.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I have this song sitting around. Let me just submit it to him.
Right. See what happens.
Yeah. And I posted it on Instagram. It got a lot of likes, but he didn't see it there. So then I posted it on Twitter. It got damn near no likes, but he saw it.
Isn't that crazy how that works? That's so crazy.
I was like, okay.
You said period.
Yeah, so he was like, okay, I would love to produce the song. And he did. And, like, I got my friend to sing it because I wasn't as confident as a singer at that point.
Gotcha.
But I was like, I'll have her sing it. And, like, honestly, I just adore that whole, how it came to be. It was
I love that.
Yeah, it was so fun.
That's so cool.
And least favorite song. Ooh, that's a more interesting question.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me be totally honest. There's always something like about each one of my songs, I would say.
Okay.
Always something to like about each one of my songs. It's kind of hard for me to, I'm also trying to like go through my discography.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that I always remember my favorites.
Yeah.
Always remember.
Yeah.
I won't say I don't dislike the song. I won't say that. I adore this song. So many people adore this song. And it's actually one of my most streamed songs.
Yeah.
It's actually also one of my most vulnerable songs.
Yeah.
But the reason I want to say this song in particular is just because my voice has changed so much. And I think I was trying to go for this effect of like being this Beyonce, like Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
And I guess it does sound good, but I'm just like, I don't know if I'm like that as a vocalist anymore.
Okay.
It's called Winter Flower.
No, Sam, I will not accept any Winter Flower slander. No.
Oh, no, she doesn't. Oh, no. Okay. I adore the song. I think it was written to the nines. It's just the performance. I've grown from it.
Okay.
That's
fair.
That's
fair.
That's why I'm like, maybe it was the wrong song to pick up for like least. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
It's just you're not that person anymore.
Yeah, if I could redo the performance, I would.
Yeah.
I would perform it differently now.
Yeah.
It's just interesting to hear how my voice has changed.
Yeah. Okay.
But let me see if there's actually an answer there before.
No, but that makes sense. I understand. Like, obviously, again, I just keep saying this, but I can tell that you put a lot of time and effort into your songs and a lot of passion. So I figured that question would be a little bit like, like trip you up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the reason I asked it.
I actually like that. I was like, oh, okay,
yeah.
Least favorite.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I do have it, but like, there's always something to enjoy about every single one of my songs.
Yeah.
Even if it's like not subjectively the best song in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm like, I put this out because I really like this part.
Right.
Or I really like how I perform it.
Right.
So I always enjoy something about my songs. I think that's just, I'm blessed to enjoy it like that. So.
And that's the beauty of being a creative, is you enjoying your own work. That's like the most important thing, I feel like, in my creative journey, and anyone's creative journey, is just enjoying what you put out. Like, no one likes my videos more than I do. I am my biggest fan, and I feel like that's so important with being a creative, is just doing what you like.
Yes.
And then that also, like, I feel like that helps with your authenticity. And I feel like a lot of people are searching for people who are just genuinely authentic, because there are a lot of people who are posing and not who they are in real life out there. And so I love when people are just themselves.
And you can also just tell when people don't like they don't like their own music, and
you
they
can
don't
tell.
like their own stuff. You can tell. It's just like, well, what are you doing?
Like, why would you do that then?
Yeah, if you're not enjoying it, why am I supposed to expect you to enjoy it? Like,
questions that need answers. If you don't even like it, what you want me to like it for? You know what I mean? Like, girl.
Like,
exactly. So, yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I was not expecting that reaction. Oof.
Yeah, I don't enjoy that slander.
Stream Winter Flower, y'all.
No, literally. And also my other favorite song, and it's also the intro and outro music, WGTOW.
Yes.
What does that stand for?
Okay, short story.
Because I'm like, I've been trying ever since I first heard the song. I'm like, where is that in the song? So I'm glad that I said that, because I wanted to ask you that.
Okay, so we get to hear the story of WGTOW.
Yes.
I was chronically online.
Okay.
Start with that. I was chronically online.
God forbid a woman have hobbies.
Like, they were, like, jeez. But yeah, I was just looking at all these, the red pill was super up there at the time.
Yeah.
And I was just like, hate watching a lot of these things. First of all, that's never a healthy thing to do.
Right.
I was like rotting my brain with these stupid takes. But I was just, So there's something in the red pill. It was really small. It was called Men Going Their Own Way. So MGTOW.
Oh.
And there's like, we're just gonna go and do our own thing. I'm like, please do.
Like, please. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Exactly.
Like, please.
And then so like I kind of just, there's an even smaller group of women who are kind of like that too, which is like kind of fascinating to me. But I kind of just flipped the M to a W.
The W.
And that's kind of what the song is about. Like, why do you always treat me like I'm nothing? Might as well just go your own way.
Like, that is my favorite line of that whole song. I'm so happy you said that. Like, why you always treat me like I'm nothing when you didn't need to come my way?
You didn't need to.
You could have left me alone. Like, please.
So literally, that's what it's about. I'm like, y'all, you could
love that.
Go in peace if you don't want to be around women. Like,
please, kindly, exit stage left. Like, go.
Yeah, and it's just, it was a fun process making that production came together so well.
Yeah.
The lyrics came together so well. It was just blessed with it, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
One of my favorites too. Also, love that song. Love that one. Okay, next question. What's the best piece of advice you've ever gotten? The worst piece of advice, and the craziest piece of advice?
Best piece of advice I've ever gotten. I will say one piece of advice that advice, but just kind of like reading that I've picked up it from the word. So I won't say someone has like told me this advice.
Yeah.
But like I've learned it through scripture.
Yeah.
Is that just God always got me. He will always provide. So there's no reason for me to be like desperate for anything.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't matter like if it's a lucrative deal. It doesn't matter if someone's like, oh yeah, I want to work with you, and we got this big placement that I was going to go to. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, it sounds bad, but I don't take it as seriously because it's like, I used to at the beginning. I'm like, oh my God, I got to hurry up, get this big placement, got to do this, got to do that.
Right.
And it kind of induced a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, if I miss this, this is it.
Right, yeah.
The boat has passed.
Yeah.
I'm never going to, but that's not true.
Yeah.
Like, if you're given the grace to do something, God will make it happen. And not to get nervous about some person in the way of your success. No person's in the way of your success.
Right.
No one is. You just have to have the faith to believe
that
is something for you. And it might not look like what you think it's going to look like.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's not going to like
happen for you.
Mm-hmm. So like that's something that has been like a part of my spirit lately, and it's in my heart, and that's like what I've been going off of, so I don't like feel like I have to like, you know, post a million shorts a day, a million, you know,
overrun myself
mm-hmm. thinking I'll never make no. Yeah. Worst piece of advice I've ever gotten. There's a ton of bad advice out there.
Well, I just feel like so many people just use their free will all the time, and love that for you sometimes, but sometimes like you shouldn't use your free will.
Yeah,
and
like
do that.
Please, yeah.
Please don't.
I would say this is advice that I've heard for years.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of stunted me a little bit. Be original. And I know how it sounds at first.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course you want to be your own self and like find your own voice.
Right.
But the thing is, when you're coming into a new industry, there are people for you to learn from.
Right.
And especially if you're going into the space of rock music,
mm-hmm.
you want to learn from the people who came before you.
Absolutely.
And like people who have learned about the art form. Dance music, you want to learn from people. You want to study how they have done stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you could see why it is you enjoy what they do.
Right.
And then you can use that and adapt that to yourself, and then like have it be your own thing. It's not the best piece of advice because it kind of like puts the pressure on the artist to come up with something totally unique and like totally new. Nothing's new under the sun.
Right.
We all using the same 12 notes, and if you use something other than that, there's probably a chance it doesn't sound all the way that good. Oh. Truth be told. Like, you could be as unique as you want. If it don't sound good, it doesn't sound good.
Right. Like, okay, cool, this is unique and different, but
yeah,
you know,
that's good for you.
Right, like, we love that. That's really nice, honey.
So, like, yeah, it's always good to learn from the people who have come before you.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's the amalgamation of learning from so many people that then becomes, like, who you are.
Right.
So even though we can always tie back like an artist from today to someone that came before, she sounds like this, she reminds me of that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're still an individual, and you can see like, oh yeah, they have their own thing going on regardless.
Right.
And that's kind of what I wish I would have known
from the beginning.
From the beginning, because here I'm like, oh my God, I gotta come up with my own image and my own stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, I did not know. I was not learning from people who came before me.
Yeah.
I did not know what I was doing. I needed that guidance.
Right.
And I just needed to, like, study and then see what I liked and then adapt that to myself.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. So, kind of piggybacking off that before we get to the third part of the question, who are some of the biggest people that you've pulled inspiration from, whether it be singing, songwriting, production?
So, I really, really love Banks. I love Banks. Banks, FKA Twigs, I love her. Tezza Talks, she's coming up. She's severely underrated. I love her. Who else? And in terms of like my inspirations right now that I'm pulling from, I really I'm streaming a lot of Bad Omens. If anyone knows like Max space, I really like Bad Omens. And of course Rihanna. Of course.
Always.
1,000,000%.
Always.
Like she's the blueprint for me.
Yeah.
And, like, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, you remind me of like Rihanna. I'm like,
like, please.
Yes. Like, literally, even though she is not releasing as much now, if you go through her catalog, she's really hit every single genre. She's done rock, she's done EDM, she's done pop.
She really has, now that I'm like thinking about it. I never really like thought about it so much, but
Anti was, I think, the most R&B she got. Because before that, she was doing a song called What Now, which was like a rock ballad, and she was doing, what was it? I think it was it with David Guetta? She had a whole EDM phase. She was like the princess of EDM when it came out. She had a whole summer with that. So, in terms of like genre fluid, I want to be like that.
That makes sense.
She came out doing like dance hall music. Then she went as EDM and pop, and I love all of that. So that's who I'm learning from too a lot, and just. So many artists inspire me.
I love that. I love that. I love like when artists are genre fluid, because genres are a funny little concept, aren't they? So I love when people just don't like, they break out of the boxes that whatever like industry or workplace they're in. I love when they break out of those boxes and be like, no, fuck your rules. I'm not doing that.
And it's becoming crazier these days, too.
Yeah.
Like, you're hearing genres that don't even sound like they go together.
Right,
and then put it together. It's like, oh, it's like, that's interesting.
Right,
like,
yeah.
This kind of, I like this.
Yeah, this slaps. Like, I love that. Okay, so, craziest piece of advice you've ever received?
Craziest piece of advice? Well, I am a woman, so...
Oh, boy. I'm already sick. I know a man did it.
But always, like, just, trying to... It's not from a specific person. Like, literally right now when I'm pulling these examples, it's, like, over time what people have told me.
Of course.
But just trying to be more sexy or, like, post a forwarded image. And it's, like, I don't say it's, like, the craziest because... Unfortunately, I understand where the sentiment's coming from.
Yeah.
Like, it sells. It really does.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So unfortunate.
But it's just, right now, that's, like, the one that's coming out of my head. Like,
yeah.
The craziest piece of advice. And it's crazy to me, because I'm like, if I'm blessed to have the skill and to put forth the skill.
Why does it matter?
Yeah.
It shouldn't. It should not matter. And that is definitely a crazy piece of advice. Because again, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. You shouldn't have to. Your physical shouldn't matter more than your actual skill set.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my gosh. As soon as I end this example, I'm like, oh, there's another. I won't say it's the craziest piece of advice, but I think it's definitely something that's prevalent in today's culture, especially in New York City.
Yeah.
Working yourself to the bone.
Oh.
Like this workaholism culture.
It's crazy.
It's not healthy. And I've had to learn firsthand that working super duper hard on paper and in front of people looks nice.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, she's such a hard worker.
Yeah.
You're such a, oh my God, it's definitely going to happen to you because you work so hard.
Yeah.
But it's not healthy. It can kind of jade you a little bit because it's like, if something doesn't happen on your schedule, on your time, it's like, I'm putting in all this work. Why isn't it happening? Yeah. And it can like really make it feel like, it can really harden your heart to like being a creative. And it's just, it's not healthy. It's not just creatives, but like anyone in general.
Yeah,
anyone
I
doing
agree.
Anything in any career. If you're constantly working hard, expecting a result, and it's not coming about, like you just have, it's not that you don't deserve something. Perhaps if you got it, it's probably the most detrimental thing that could happen to you.
Yeah.
So you're missing it for a reason.
Right.
And perhaps if you're working it this hard, what I've realized is if I work hard to get something, I probably have to keep working that hard to keep it.
Yeah.
That's not healthy.
It's not healthy. No. Yeah.
So I'm just like, that's not a good piece of advice because sometimes you just got to sit back and have the grace to have things come to you.
Right.
And to just receive them.
Yeah.
And realize that there's so many people in this world who have just received things. And it seems like they don't deserve it.
Yeah.
And it can seem unfair.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you allow things to happen like that for you, it can happen for you.
It can happen, yeah.
Yeah, so there's no need to be jaded. Like, everyone gets their blessing in due time.
Right,
just don't burn yourself out before it happens. You know?
And I feel like that happens a lot because, like, especially in this, like, workaholic culture that we're in, a lot of people want, like, quick results. Results quick. And it's, like, the thing, like, it's gonna take time. Like, you have to put in work to get to like your goals or whatever. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like a lot of people are like, okay, I put this thing out, like, where's my where's my profit,
where's
or
my
whatever.
Virality,
yeah,
where's my like going, like getting millions and billions of streams.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, see that you're working hard, but also maybe the whole process wasn't just about you putting in the work to make the product happen.
Yeah.
Maybe it was about working it in you.
Yeah.
Like maybe this version of you is not supposed to have it.
Right.
Wait.
I love that.
Keep going, and the version of you that's supposed to have it will come about. Just be patient.
Yeah.
Don't burn yourself out. Be, consistent, sustaining, but don't burn yourself out.
Right. Of course. Absolutely. I love that. Delayed gratification. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
delayed gratification is people don't like that. They want the gratification immediately.
No, that's not healthy.
Yeah. No, not healthy. Okay. Just a few more questions. Sorry, I'm like talking your ear off.
No. What, girl?
Okay, so who is your dream music collab? Like artist, producer? Do you have any like?
I will say I low-key suck at collaboration. I'm not gonna hold you.
I've only had great experience.
Well, there you go. See, never mind. Shiny review. Take that back. Retract that. No. But yeah, no. I think it's an inner feeling that's not true. Mm-hmm. I feel like I suck at collaborations. Yeah. So like when I get in the room, I always get nervous, or when I'm saying something off, I always feel like I'm nervous.
Right.
But moving forward in the future, my dream collaboration would be going back to the rock band Bad Omens, their lead singer. Mm-hmm. And I think it's so like indicative of the times. Their lead singer is also pretty much their lead producer. Yeah. Like he produces a lot of their stuff. Cool. Hands on. It's so amazing.
Yeah,
like,
that's
he
amazing.
Has tutorials, well not tutorials, but he has like live streams of his process, like of him producing the music. His name is Noah Sebastian, and like I would love to collab with him. Yeah. On some stuff. I guess that would be like my number one dream collab. And a bunch of producers that are behind the scenes. I always love like looking at the credits to see who's there. Yeah. But yeah, I think out of everyone it would be him right now. But also I'm just kind of like aligning what I do and like
figuring
myself out. Mm-hmm. So while he's up there in the air, I think whoever comes at the time that they do, and I'm ready for it, it's gonna be a great collaboration. Whatever,
of course.
That is,
Okay, nice. I love that. If you could erase a song from everyone's memory and re-release it as your own, what song would it be and why? What would you change and what would you keep the same?
Oh my gosh. There's a whole bunch of songs I'd steal. Oh my gosh. Erase it from everyone's memory. Yo, that's so like meticulously worded. Thank you. I would say, I don't know if I could like, maybe I would rework the key it's in. Okay. Maybe Limits by Bad Omens. It's really nice. Okay. I really like that one. What Now by Rihanna. Because why not?
Why not?
You go pick up some Rihanna.
Right. What would you change or keep the same about What Now?
I would keep it the same. It's such a beautiful song.
Yeah, it is a good one.
It's like it's a piano ballad that goes into a rock ending. It's so well crafted. I love it. Yeah. I adore it. Yeah. I think I'll stay with those two for now. Yeah. But I promise you, like after this, I'm gonna be like, oh, this song, that song. Yeah. And like a lot of the songs I would steal actually sound kind of like depressive, but I would like to steal some happy songs along the way too. Yeah. But I'm just drawing a blank right now.
All good. Good. Okay, so what are some things that you've been working on? What's some new stuff you've been releasing?
Yes.
Anything like that?
Some new stuff. Well, I released a song late last year called, it's such a depressing title. It's called Alone in the World. Mm-hmm. It goes back to earlier questions about like one of my favorite songs I made. That one's definitely up there. Oh my god. Yeah. I did that one from A to Z. That one's on me. So you can search up Alone in the World, Sam Champagne, and you'll find it. And absolutely adore that one. Stream that one.
Yeah,
please.
It's a good one.
Y'all. It's really good.
It's a good one.
But I've been working a lot of stuff production-wise and just rearranging my sound. But the biggest thing that I've done recently, which was so new to me, but I'm so glad I got to do it because I never thought I'd like it this much, was I actually released the book. Yeah.
Amazing.
I released the book and I was like, the downtime between releasing songs and like the whole hype behind releasing songs or doing shows kind of gets a little bit boring. I'm not gonna lie to you. And like as a producer, because of technology, I'm usually producing on my own. Yeah. So it's like I guess I was bored one day and I just started typing out all this stuff about production because I like okay, it goes back to me sucking at collaborations. It's like, even though I feel like I don't do well with collaborations, that's all in my head.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Even so, I still want to collaborate, and I still want the feeling of bouncing ideas off of someone else or something else to draw the idea out. So I wrote a book that is pretty much a copy of my brain.
I love that.
And literally, I put down all the stuff in there that I would use to bring my ideas to life.
Okay.
Because even though I have all this knowledge, for some reason, when I sit in front of a computer, not all of it is accessible to me all at the same time.
Right.
I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I have all of this, and I know I can do all this. And then some days I forget that I could do certain things.
Yeah.
So when I put it down in this book, I'm like, I could go back to this book and like draw from that and like remind myself, oh, I could do this, oh, I could do that, and continue to spark those ideas. So the book is called
what's it called? Where is it available? All that good stuff.
So the viewers who are watching, you'll be able to see the book itself, but if you're listening, it's called Collab Bro.
Collab Bro.
Collab Bro, based on the experience of, being not known as a woman, female producer.
Yeah.
And getting DMs about Collab Bro.
Yeah, I love that. I love it.
Yeah, so it's like a little cheeky title. And basically, it's about it has the blurb in the back. Written to help you find your creative source, build confidence in your songs, guide you through each stage of your project, and give you tips for every step of your music creation process.
Nice.
And it's like a book that you can collaborate with. So like, if you don't find collaborators that are really gelling with you, if you're struggling to do that, but you still want an outside source to collaborate with, this is what I love that. Yeah.
Because sometimes like you said, it's harder to find people to collab with, but there's also people who aren't at that stage yet where they feel comfortable collabing with people.
Exactly.
And so the book can help with that as well.
Exactly. Literally, there's a part in the book where it kind of just hypes you up.
Yeah.
And it gets you confident in your ideas because especially when you're new to the music industry, you feel like everyone knows more than you.
Right.
And their taste in music is somehow better than yours, which is not necessarily true.
Right.
You love music. You love certain music for a certain reason. It gives you a feeling. It gives you an emotion.
Yeah.
And it's basically teaching you to have confidence in that love that you once enjoyed, that genuine love for it. You can never go wrong with trusting in love.
Right.
Never. So the book kind of goes into, hey, trust in the fact that you love this song and that it's your baby at the end of the day. And it pulls the full idea out of you. So when you go into a room and you hear other people's ideas, you aren't too easily swayed.
Right.
Especially if they're like, no, this is going to be great. This is going to be great. Disagreements might come about.
Right.
Things might pull you from one side to the other. So it's if you know exactly where you want this song to go, or if you know that, hey, I don't really feel that idea, you can, this book kind of
feel confident in saying that.
And I know where I want to take it.
Right.
So yeah, that's based off of my own experiences and what I wish someone would have told me or taught me, especially as a producer in some of these rooms, and a producer on my own, really. And these things would definitely, all these tips are made to help cultivate your sound and give you ideas and easier ways to figure out what your sound is and to lay it down and just pull a full song idea. So it's not just for music producers, it's for music producing artists. Yeah, so I'm not sure if that's a term, but that's the most succinct way I could put the term. Yeah. Music producing artists. I feel like most artists these days, because of the technology is so, out there and available to everyone. Yeah. That's where most artists are now. They're producing their own music, they're recording themselves, they're writing their own songs, and it can get isolated a little bit and you kind of get stuck in your head. This book can help you get out of that a little bit. So.
I love that. And going back to what you were saying about just knowing who you are when you walk into a room, because you were saying earlier, the music industry, a lot of the stuff that goes behind the scenes is really scary. Really scary. And you can get sucked into that world quickly. So I love that, it's a book that can help you basically just stand on business.
And especially going back to that point, it's just because it's the music industry, like I hear a lot of stuff about the news that's going on, and a lot of these big studios that used to be around New York City, a lot of them are shutting down.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly what the reason is. I'm not the expert on why that is. Maybe it's a combination of factors, I believe. A lot of them are shutting down. And the rise of the home studio is kind of like happening, where it's like everyone built a studio at home.
Got it.
And so they make music at home. So what's happening with collaborations these days is that people are inviting others to their homes, which can be very, very,
not the safest
thing.
Yeah.
So one of the things about this book, it's not a technical book. I will say that. It won't go into like the ins and outs of technicality, because interestingly enough, even though it is hard, I feel like there's a lot of information out there that can help people to record and start making their own songs. But other than that, it can kind of help to circumvent some of those situations. So like if you don't exactly feel comfortable going to someone else's houses to collaborate, you can have this book to kind of pull a full idea out of you. You could send it off to them instead. It's kind of unfortunate that some of these things happen the way that they do.
For sure.
But that's why we're blessed to have the access to technology if need be, the access to resources, and the access to the information I put in this book and in, I love that. In the interwebs.
Of course.
Always to the audience, whenever you're going into a collaboration, stay safe, bring people with you, whatever you gotta do. And if anything, there's always a way for you to like work that you could send it off to a person rather than going to where they are. I always want to put forward safety first.
Of course, absolutely.
Above all else, like the creativity and the collaboration can be fun. Just make sure you're safe.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great advice. And if you're ever looking for someone to work with, where can they find you, Sam?
They can find me at Sam Champagne NYC on pretty much all platforms, I believe. And if you're in the New York City or New York area, I do engineer sessions and record people and produce beats, as you can see.
And they're amazing.
Yes. And just reach out, say hi if you have any questions. I'm always here to answer. I love engineering. I love music. It's all my bread and butter. So please reach out. Don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always happy to connect.
And not only is she well-versed and has the education, she's passionate about it. And I feel like that is so important as well, to not only work with people who know what they're talking about, but also people who love what they're talking about. You know what I mean?
And I love this. I love this so much. Also, stream my music on, all platforms. Everywhere.
I stream on Spotify, but everywhere.
And I love to hear your thoughts and all that stuff. And if you get this book.
Where can people find the book?
Right now it's on Amazon.
Okay.
Leave me a review. And I have another book out there for producers as well called The Producer's Notebook.
Okay.
It's just a notebook specifically for producers and engineers, but super helpful. I use mine all the time, so check it out. And I think that's the whole schlep of all the things I'm doing.
Amazing. I love it. Any final thoughts, final pieces of advice? Is anything else you wanted to...
Thank you for having me
here. Thank you. Oh my God. I was so excited because this, Sam, as you guys know, is my first person who's come on the pod. And I was so excited. I was nervous for some reason. I don't know why. But I was just so excited when you texted and were like, and not you asking, is it still an option? Of course. It is always an option. Like, I want you to come back. Like, I love whenever we get to connect, and I just love your energy, and you're just so much fun.
I love your energy as well.
Thank you.
Just like your ability to carry conversation is unmatched. I adore it.
Thank you.
I adore
That's so sweet.
And just to, like I said, just to see how far this podcast is coming, I am so excited.
Thank you.
Like, I'm the first, definitely not going to be the last. So guys, keep an eye out, and we're going to see more amazing topics from you as well.
And more amazing stuff from Sam as well. I just love people who are following their dreams. And this is always something that's been a dream for me. I can tell that music is something that you're super passionate about and a dream for you as well. And I just love seeing, especially women, because I love women, follow their dreams and do, whatever they want to do. So thank you for coming. I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys for tuning into today's episode. Follow Sam, stream her music, buy her book, all of the things.
Yes.
Do
we have an outro yet?
No.
Oh.
I just kind of say peace and love, talk to you later. And then your music comes out.
Yes. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah. So let's do it.
Okay, let's do it together.
Peace and love. Talk to you later.
Yay! The Napkin in Between, hosted by Dejanay Jones, produced by Dejanay Jones, post-production by Dejanay Jones, music by Sam Champagne, and graphics by Isma Vidal. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next episode.